Hello people. So tonight, I've just been doing a bit of studying, self-reflection, just building up my new areas of self-discovery, theory, whatever you want to call it. And I think what I got out of tonight's study session is the fact that life might be a bit tough, life might be hard, but there's always something you can try and do that's in your control to get you out of that place. And I think COVID and everything happening, I think, the world's gone a bit scarcity and a bit crazy and a bit, separate from one another. But that's just life and that's what it is. But the one thing we can control is our own space. So if you live at home on your own, then you've got a home you can create into a happy home. And there's so much you can do to make that happy home. It's just that sometimes you're not aware of what you can and cannot do because you're too busy focusing on what's wrong in the world. And a lot of it is out of your control. So if you're watching a lot of TV all the time, all you're going to focus on is the things that are wrong rather than having a look what you've got in your own space and just creating something for you that works for you. And when you create your happy home, then you can start to create happiness within your community and do it at the same time. But you have to start by building a happy home. And you have to work on your relationships. You have to work with the people that you meet on a day-to-day basis. And you have to make sure that you're maintaining your home so you can keep it clean. So that stops you from, getting stressed out when you've got to get everything sorted. If something happens, say, if you wake up in the morning, you've left all the pots on the side, they've been there for 2 days, you're going to get into some sort of rut and you're going to get a bit down in the dumps in one way or another. It might just be a negative thinking spiraling pattern and then it leads on to an argument. Or it might also just be that it's there and everything's building up and you've got someone that comes around and they have a look at your house and then you're overthinking things. And I mean, it's up to you how you want your home to be, but you have to try and do something that's going to make you happy. And you are the one that's in control of your happiness, so you've got to try and find that. And I was putting together some ideas and some goal setting ideas. And there's so much you can do at home, and there's so much that you can work on. And if you read books, and if you take notes, and you can start to create the way you see things, and it shouldn't be us against them or them against us. It should be just how you want to see things and how you want to think for yourself. And I think you've got to try and think for yourself, but also be respectful and genuine along the ways of how you put yourself across and what your ideas are. We don't want to create trouble where we are. We just want to create happiness. And I think if you can create happiness, then you don't have to worry about all the troubles around you, because once you've created happiness by building yourself into a better person, building that character and controlling your home, then everything else can build around it. And you find that if you work on your character and you become a better person, people will see you as a better person. You'll know you're a better person. So confidence and self-esteem will always remind you you're a better person. And there's always different ways to improve yourself. And I just wanted to start with something. I'm just looking at my notes now. So if my head's a bit, down looking at things, I'm just looking. So all the spelling here, it's not an exam. I'm not going to be, a scientist with, A stars and everything going to Cambridge. And I don't want it to be that way. I'm just saying, a happy home is built around routines, habits, life skills, and a healthy, determined, positive people with good values and goals. And you might be aware of your values and you might not. But if you're a good person, someone will see you as a good person, and that's the way it's got to be. And I like to work with the Maslow hierarchy of needs. So by being aware of the needs, which we've all got, you can be aware of how everyone else in your household has needs. And these needs need to be met on a daily basis, and you need to try and work with these, because that's what will help you build a happy home. But with these needs, by being aware of, how you can be and how you can present yourself, then you can build more ideas and start to look at, your weaknesses, and also look at becoming that better person. And you find if you realize and you're aware of your weaknesses and your not so good things, then once you make them a strength and a positive, it'll follow through with work, your community relationships, and everything else. So yeah, when we're trying to build up our character around the hierarchy of needs, we need to, know how we want to be seen. So we need to be knowing how we want to be seen morally. We need to be knowing how we want to be seen characteristically, how we want to be seen with our behaviours, our values and goals. And once you start to see how you can build your character up this way, then you'll find that you're building up your character to be that better person. And when you start being that better person, you'll be a lot more confident, you'll have a lot more self-esteem, and you'll let go of a lot of the things that are holding you back, that are the things you're finding because you've got no confidence and self-esteem to let go and have the confidence to push the hurdles aside and keep them aside. They'll disappear if you build your character up. And by building your character up, you need experiences, and you need challenges, you need to push yourself, and you need to be genuine, and you need to have morals, and you need to have behaviour. So what I want to do is, if you are trying to build up a better character and work on building up yourself into a better person, I want you to try and, think about your morals, character, behaviour, values and goals. And what do these 5 areas say about you? So write them down and have a look at them. And the more you look at these ideas, the more you'll become self-aware of what you're doing right and what you're doing wrong. So just sit down with your words and just look at them. Spend 5 or 10 minutes just looking at them. And what you do is you start to program your thinking, so you're more aware of what's happening around you, and at the same time you're aware of your weaknesses and what your strengths could be. And to be honest with you, I'm not perfect, and far from it, and I don't think anyone should call themselves perfect. So yeah, I found myself, saying, a few words. I said a few not so acceptable words, swear words. So, I just uttered them under my tongue, and you just get stressful sometimes, and you just go, "Rrr." And it's unacceptable, because if you were sat in front of your parents, they might not agree with that. And if you sat in front of the Queen, then I think you'll be led out of the room and it won't happen. But if you can be aware that, your vocabulary can influence different situations and the outcomes and your goals and the things you want to achieve, then this is just a little something that you can work on just to build up your character. So I took myself aside and I says to myself, step 1, problems to solve. Need to stop swearing and build up my selection of vocabulary. I put a date down there, so there's a date, and I want to make sure that I'm consciously aware of it, and I've got so far that I'm confident and my vocabulary is really improved. And the step 2 is create a strategy. So I can read books, build vocabulary by writing new words on a piece of paper and program them into my thinking, so I'm self-aware and using non-swear words. And if you do it, it will work. It will work. You're not always going to be, perfect, but at the same time you will start to get a grasp of things and it becomes second nature, and once it becomes routine and habit, then your goal is achieved. And when you are going ahead trying to achieve this goal, just be aware of what's going well, what's not going too well, and just build yourself up that way. And that's just what I wrote down. So if you get to see that, that's just what I wrote down. So step 1, step 2, step 3, and these are all little steps. And if you start to work with this, then you can maybe achieve your own goals. And word selection, I just wrote it down. You don't need, advanced technology. You just need to have, discipline and a good mindset, and just try to achieve your goals little by little. And it's all character building. And next time when you look at how you're building your character, you realize that you don't swear. So that's character building. And then you need to, just find something else. So you're always building yourself up into that better person. And I just wrote down some word selection words. So it's like respectful, respected, respectful, respected, respect, honourable, genuine, best interests. So yeah, just by writing these words down, you already know what they mean, but it's just getting your brain thinking. So your brain starts to think about all the different word selections, and you'll find that you start to find words that you're unaware that you knew of, but you really did know, because you're working on your vocabulary, your brain's thinking, and you're discovering new patterns of thinking, so you're getting better at your word vocabulary, and it's good for your mental health and well-being. And by building up your character, you can reduce your mental health and control your mental health to a degree, and it does help. Some people have limitations because they need specialist help, or they may need medication or something. But genuinely, if you don't need to see a psychiatrist and be prescribed medication, or if you've recovered, or if you've just early stages, or if you think it works for you and it works, then try this. Just try it. There's no harm in trying it. It's just that sometimes some people need a bit more help than others. But if you work on yourself, your life skills, and build a happy home, you can find that happiness and self-actualize and find that life can be good. Just try your best every day. Some days won't be as good as others, some days will be, but try and build up your character. We've all got weaknesses and mistakes, and we don't always get it right. And if you say you're perfect and you get it right all the time, then you're either at a level where you've worked on yourself enough that you've done good, and you're moving forward, and you've got other stuff to work on, or you're just bigging yourself up. But that's what it is. Work on you, build your character, build a happy home. The community around you will follow, but never stop working on you, because when you stop working on you, you're settling for second best. And if you can build up your character and see how it works for you, second best ain't good enough. You've got to be that better person. Always trying to improve. And sometimes you need to stand still and be patient and just rest and come back again. But build that better you, build a happy home, and try your best, and inspire others to follow your lead and do the right thing for you, your family, your people you care about, and your community who needs you. Okay, I'm out.